Like, I don't even know if I'm allowed to be showing you guys this right now. Like, this right here is proof of RSA. And at the same time that Donald Trump just so happens to say, release more alien files. Like, guys, my stomach is literally sick right now. I don't know if we're supposed to know this. Hey everybody, welcome back to Vanish from View. Now, today's RSA session is going to be wild. The clips I have here for you guys today were gathered from one of Tim Burchett's most recent interviews when he was being questioned about aliens and disclosure. I believe in this interview, he was being asked about a top secret UAP briefing that he just took part in not too long ago. And well, the reverse speech responses that were seeded by his subconscious mind were very telling. Now guys, I'm going to let you guys have a listen to the findings that we have here for tonight. I do have to warn you guys, what you are about to hear may be disturbing to some viewers.
The most let's find it. And now some of them are some of the most let's find it. Scheinbar hier, mein Alt-Urs, Schurslagen, Schlussung, nicht hier, auch mal yelling. Generally, they don't talk, they keep it, most of those guys and gals are so locked down, they keep their mouth shut. Yes, and I just remember math one on it. Nej, det fas är svart upp så du har inte ska dra igen där för ett vetande. Så du har inte ska bara då kör man det. I think America would probably take notice, and I think they finally are taking notice because this all fits in. And I know family members are going to say, well, they got her bad on it. Sure, scared from it. 10 preachers. 10 whatever. I will get to the wind that y'all hear it just coming.
That makes it harder.
It makes it very hard. And then when those people die, oh, this fellow did out of intervention. They just intervention. I never knew what she did, and she never knew what I did till after the war. Yes, you know, this, I'm not sure. I said this actually, this here. Det ser but yes, the music you get back from I'm getting like years we had noticed. And so my daddy was here, he'd hug your neck. My mama would probably give you a kiss on the cheek. But he said that he just kind of said this thing, and it always stuck in my mind. He said, funny thing, girl, I'd be a fat. Ser you do for one now. Snicker and be the bit of me. Was room. Yep. You there, Ross, and way of the extras the yard on us. So, I see an ashes here, and I'm logging to it. They wouldn't be bogged down in Ukraine because the Chinese, they own us. Some would argue, as I've stated, they own us already, but more so. And would it be the Americans? Why in the world would we risk $500 million?
Wow, so that was absolutely crazy, guys. Going into this interview, I really wasn't expecting to come out with much. I thought maybe, we'll hear some things here and there. That's just how it goes. But the amount of content in this interview was just insane. We're going to analyze these clips right now and try to get an understanding of what they could mean and what some of these reverse responses may be referring to. All right, so we got to start off with this first reply here. Yeah, the master made them assign it.
The master made them assign it.
What does this mean? Now, I've had time to just sit down and think about what this could mean, and what I think personally about this reply is I think he's referring maybe to President Trump. I know President Trump just gave orders to release more UFO files, whether that be videos or more information on UAP, and that seems to line up pretty clearly with this message right here. Yeah, the master made them assign it.
The master made them assign it.
Now, not long after the first message, we get this really peculiar message right here, guys. I shine the beacon in my head outwards.
I shine the beacon in my head outwards.
Now, guys, I don't know about you all, but this message I want printed on a shirt. This is just a jaw-dropping message right here. And for those of you who don't understand the significance behind this message, this is pretty much Tim's subconscious mind taking full center stage right now and declaring that it's about to shine the beacon in his head outwards.
I shine the beacon in my head outwards.
Now, what is the beacon? Personally, I believe that the beacon is the truth. It's the light, and it's about to shine the truth and the light outwards for the world to see. Now, I could talk about this message all day, guys, but we got to dive deeper into the replies that follow because things just keep getting crazier. Now, the next message appears to say true things, like it was something being in it.
True things, like something being in it.
Now, that may sound a little bit confusing to some, but it sounds like he could be referring to a UFO sighting of some sort. But it gets clearer when you listen to the next message that follows. He cuts himself off and says, I have no idea. You'll learn it.
Yeah, you'll learn it.
So now we get a bigger picture of what's being said here, and it's starting to make a lot more sense, guys. It seems like he's starting to describe some sort of encounter or sighting with a UFO, but then goes on to cut himself off and say that he has no idea, and saying that we'll learn it. Now, I think this is a direct reference to disclosure. I truly think Tim doesn't know as much as a lot of the people who actually have access, or I should say direct access to insider knowledge. I think that he may be part of a group of people that is shared selective information, but it appears like he truly has no idea, and he lets us know that we'll all learn it soon. In other words, we'll all be made aware of the truth, and that truth likely is disclosure. Now, for the next set of replies right here, this was an absolute mouthful, guys. I'm actually surprised that he was even able to get this out, considering how long of a rambling it was. And it starts off by talking about a German man flying on it. Now, flying on what? I could imagine that, he's referring to UFOs here. After all, this is the topic of discussion in this interview. Now, I don't think he's referring to the incident that was just previously talked about. This is back up to when they were going after Hitler. So go and ask Hitler.
Yes, men remember med on it. Nej, just det fases lagt upp så då inte ska jag med för ett vetande. Så då inte jag bara.
So it seems like he may be referring to a kind of like secret, possibly Nazi program that may have been into researching UFOs in the time of World War II. This reminds me a lot of the anti-gravity technology that was supposedly being researched by the Germans in World War II. We also know that Tim just recently came out of some sort of meeting or briefing where he was just briefed on information surrounding UAP. So could it be possible that in this briefing there was some sort of mention about how the Nazis were researching UFOs, and maybe this entails that America and the rest of the world were not one of the first people to actually come in contact with aliens. Maybe the Germans in World War II were already doing that. And so the last thing he says in this series of the replies is, no karma he had.
No karma.
Now, this is a little bit mysterious, but I will say it's very eerie, the implications that this set of replies could mean. No karma he had. It seems like, he's almost saying that, Hitler didn't get any karma for, the things that he did. Now, does that mean, maybe he escaped? Maybe he fled to Argentina? Who knows? This is all very, very crazy stuff, guys. Now, the next set of replies here is just absolutely disturbing. It makes me really worry for Tim. I don't know if this is how he truly feels deep down inside, but we get a glimpse into, how he could be feeling with this next message here that says, if I don't make it, it sure scares me.
Sure bad on me. Sure scares me.
Now, could this be a prediction that, some of the scientists that have gone missing, maybe one day, Tim believes that maybe he's going to go missing too for simply sharing the truth with the world. Now, this reply right here is also very interesting. We also get the interviewer chiming in here saying, we're all seeing them. But it appears Tim says, I believe that when they are here, they're coming. And the interviewer chimes in and says, we're all seeing them. Now, this is very, very interesting, guys, not only because of the message, but here we have two subconscious minds communicating in real time together. They're having a forward-speaking conversation on the surface, but underneath, it seems like their subconscious minds are communicating directly with each other. So what I make from this message is, maybe there's going to be some sort of, alien scouts that come to Earth first, making sure that, everybody's ready for this. The governments here are ready. Everybody is willing to accept their presence here on the planet. And then once these scouts come, and they go back to their aliens and, they tell them, it's all good, we can move forward with the plan. I believe that that's when all of them are going to come to Earth. And why may all of them be coming to Earth? Well, we're going to get to that in a bit with some more interesting replies. So this right here may explain exactly why the aliens could be coming to Earth in the first place. So we hear in this set of replies, their world just fell. If they died, it wouldn't have been an issue. Followed by, if they had an issue, it wouldn't have been that. So what I get from this is, it sounds like maybe these aliens, whichever aliens are coming, their world is either it's fallen apart already or it's in the process of falling apart. They need somewhere else to go. And what this kind of puts inside my mind is I see maybe they're running out of resources. They need to find another suitable planet to at least inhabit until they find a new planet to take over for themselves and their species. And in the meantime, while they're here, this could act as almost like a symbiotic relationship between aliens and humans, because, aliens may come here and require some sort of resources to keep themselves alive. Maybe they need some things that we have, but at the same time, these beings are far more advanced than us. So if they do come here, there's likely going to be an exchange of some sort. We may be giving them what they want, and they may be giving us some sort of information on advanced technology and just certain things that they know that could help improve humanity. That is, if our own people decide that we deserve to hear what they have to say without covering it up. And so the next replies that we have coming up here, very interesting. Yeah, I've seen enough of this. They're joining us, and this might be this year.
Yeah, I've seen enough of this year. I'm not joining us this year.
Now, I don't want to say that they are coming this year. I don't know. I think, just the way that this whole sentence is structured, it sounds more like a guess. Like, the time is coming, I don't think Tim knows exactly when the aliens are going to be here, but I feel like, he knows intuitively that time is running out. That, sooner rather than later, they're going to be here. And it might even be this year. So as we know, he continues to go on and says, and I've seen them, but it sure looks fake. Even Barack Obama is pandering his ideas, but they are not the same. This even ties into our last video we posted. If you remember, here on the channel, we posted a video about going into a reverse speech analysis on Donald Trump. And, he was a little frustrated that Barack Obama was, sharing his thoughts on UFOs and UAPs. And I do think it's kind of funny because, Barack Obama was the president at some time. He could have ushered in this movement if he wanted to. But the problem is, he did nothing while he was in power. And, now all of a sudden, he needs, I'd imagine he needs to make money somehow. So he's appearing on these podcasts. He's making, these statements about UFOs and aliens all of a sudden when, it really doesn't matter anymore coming from him. It would have mattered if he had said it earlier, but, now he's just really pandering his ideas around. And, from these messages, it seems like Tim has seen some sort of extraterrestrial or even aircraft. And, he's probably also heard what Barack Obama has been saying about these aliens, which still is not much at all. He hasn't really said anything about aliens except for finally acknowledging that they do exist. But from these replies right here, it seems like, not even Barack Obama knows what these aliens look like. But, it does appear that Tim knows, and he's saying, Barack Obama's throwing his ideas around, but they're not the same as what he knows to be true, as what he's seen. So very interesting. Then we get into a more cryptic one here. There are a lot of aliens, but if I had... And it looks like he's thinking there, so he's thinking, if I had to guess, probably, I'd say we would borrow one now. That's very eerie, guys. We know the stories of aliens abducting humans and, abducting animals, but isn't it a little bit ironic that, we would be out to borrow one of them? It goes a little bit further here with, because they're grabbing these little men. Was home? Yep, it never was in a way. So what I'm picking up from here is, our government, our people are grabbing these little men, maybe to experiment on them, maybe to abduct them and interrogate them with questions. And it also appears like somebody here seems to think that this is their home, but it's not. And so is he referring to humans or aliens? Could Earth be aliens' original home before they left the planet, and now we've kind of shown up and claimed this place as our own, when in actuality it's not really ours? And he goes on to seem kind of scared, actually, guys. He says, I say God help us. Satellite has seen actions. America united, God may be with. Now, it seems a little bit all over the place. It isn't the most coherent sentence structure, but it does appear that, he's addressing satellites have seen these things in action. And America united, God may be with. I don't know about that. It kind of sounds like a Yoda statement, kind of backwards. But I think what I can make out from that is he may be saying, United States of America, may God be with us, which ties into, what he has just said here. I say God help us. So it seems to make sense when you put two and two together. But wow, this was absolutely crazy, guys. I still can't quite believe everything that's come through tonight. It was just so much. It was so crazy. And you guys got to let me know what you think in the comment section down below, because this one has probably been the craziest RSA session we've done yet. So that's going to be it for today's RSA session, guys. Like I said, drop your comments down below. Let me know what you think of today's video. This was all so crazy. I hope you all enjoyed, and until next time, guys, stay safe, and I'll see you all in the next one.